one of the things that I enjoy doing when I travel to Uganda is visiting with friends and people that I know. So, there were Ugandans that I'd met even here in Dallas who had moved back to Uganda. And, when I would go to Uganda, I'd make sure I would touch base with them and I'd visit them. And one of these friends that I had met in Dallas, I had made arrangements to meet with them at Garden City Mall, at Cafe Pap, and just a common meeting place, coffee shop where we could meet. And with that friend of mine was a friend of theirs, and his name was Maurice. And I had never met Maurice before. I didn't know anything about him, but this young man carried his guitar with him everywhere. And it was interesting because, we had spent about an hour together just chit-chatting and catching up. And I had needed to go to the restroom, needed to go to the loo for a short call. And while I was in there, I was approached by two Ugandans who started questioning me and saying, "So Kirya? You know Kirya? How do you know Kirya? Who are you? Are you an American? Are you a music producer? Are you,
Yes.
you promote, international music, And it was an awkward situation because I'm doing my business, and these two men are like, we're alone in the bathroom, and they're blocking the door, and I was starting to get a little nervous about the whole situation, and I did not know who they were talking about. And because the young man who I'd met with the guitar, I simply knew him as Maurice. Well, here, this young man was Maurice Kirya. And Maurice Kirya, he was a rising musician, and we just got to know each other. And through things like social media now, when I came back to the U.S., I was able to keep in contact with a lot of my Ugandan friends, like Maurice. And his music inspired me so much, and he had so much talent. I don't describe him as an entertainer. He is a musician. He plays instruments, he sings, he plays multiple instruments, he's a songwriter. He knows music. It is in his blood. And just out of the sheer necessity and inspiration that he gave me, I decided to help promote his music, especially here in the U.S. So he came here to the U.S. and did some festivals and some performances, and we kind of did a little mini tour, like through New York City and Philadelphia and Washington, D.C., so people could hear his music. And soon after that all happened in the U.S., he was awarded by Radio France International. Radio France International.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they annually give out something that they call the Discovery Prize for Best New African Artist. He beat out 500 other musicians from Africa to win that award in 2010.
That's amazing.
And that really gave me an interest in learning about music, not just music, but creative talent, whether they're musicians or artists or performers from Uganda. So that's kind of what, it was an accidental experience, but it's been very fulfilling, and it brings me great pleasure to expose people, especially here in the U.S., to music from my friends. These are people that I've built relationships with and people that I personally know. And it's just wonderful to get people to hear their talent.
My power is in my song. It's how I communicate. I don't have no government, but if I did, I would try to set the world. I'm no politician, I'm no advocate for no religion. It's only common sense to know that the world needs to live in harmony. Please don't call this charity. It's a role that we must play. We all brothers and sisters, let's join our hands in harmony. I will sing, hoping the world will hear my song. I will sing until the day we join as one.